Okay, it's all so fascinating. You've covered so much ground, and it's hard to know which way to go, but we're going to stick with the regression and the information and intelligence around that activated you. So can you talk a little bit about everything and anything with that experience?
Yeah, so before I went through with the regression, I was continuing to research on ETs, and this was after the Bashar synchronicity, and I was reading John Mack's book about abduction cases and his work taking people through regressions. And I had this huge emotional release. Like, it triggered something in me that was like a truth or like some memory that was wanting to come out, and it was startling. And so it was in that moment that I realized I think I need to do this regression and face whatever needs to come out, whatever's there that I have not consciously accessed. I know there's something there, and I need to face it. And so I thought I was, going to experience an abduction in the regression. But something a little different happened. We went through normal past lives first. So me as my human personality kind of experiencing those past lives. And then the therapist asked to speak directly with my subconscious or my higher self. And during that part of the regression, I was answering in the third person. So I was answering, it's saying things like, yes, Jenna's on the right path with that, or no, she needs to be focusing on X, Y, or Z. My subconscious scolded me for not meditating enough, so that was something I learned I needed to be doing even more of. And at one point, the therapist was asking about whether I have had contact with ETs, and something switched in the regression. And the answer that came out was, yes, we've always been with her watching. And then during the regression, my star family proceeded to channel through me and talk about where I've come from. They talked about how, for me, for my soul, being on a starship, part of that civilization is home. And they talked about how I had come here for this purpose of doing this work, and how I have two other souls here with me from home, and how the reason I experienced that really strong emotional release when reading John's book was because up until that point, life had felt a little lonely here, because it was my soul not being able to have that connection in this life, right? So up until that point, I was blocked. I was blocked from this connection that does feel natural and normal to my soul, right? So my soul is more often than not incarnating in these other civilizations, not always here on Earth. So I learned that I am kind of visiting. I've had a few Earth lives in this series of incarnations, I like to call it, but my soul is normally incarnating on a starship with my mantis family.